Welcome to Chrono Tales, where every keystroke can change a life forever. I'm your host, and tonight we dive into the digital underworld, where the line between hero and villain is just one line of code away. This is the story of the hacker's game. In the shadows of the internet, where firewalls are fortresses and data is currency, one programmer was about to discover that some games have rules you can't break and consequences you can't escape. Alex Chen was 24 years old and considered themselves one of the best white hat hackers in Jakarta. By day, they worked for a cybersecurity firm, protecting corporate systems from digital threats. By night, they trained on underground forums, sharpening their skills against increasingly difficult challenges. It was 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday when the message appeared on Alex's screen. No notification, no email alert. One moment the screen showed code. The next moment it displayed a simple black window with green text.
Alex Chen, your reputation precedes you. I have a proposition.
What the? Who is this? How did you bypass my security?
Names are irrelevant. What matters is the game. I challenge you to break into 3 systems, each one more difficult than the last. Complete all 3, and you win $1 million.
Alex immediately started tracing the source of the message, but whoever this was knew how to hide their tracks. The IP bounced through servers in 12 countries before disappearing completely.
And if I refuse?
Then you'll never know if you're truly as good as you think you are. First target uploads in 3, 2, 1.
A folder appeared on Alex's desktop containing detailed schematics of a corporate server belonging to a pharmaceutical company. Nothing illegal about the information itself, but the implication was clear. They wanted Alex to break in.
This is insane. This could be a trap. Could be law enforcement testing me.
You have 72 hours for level 1. The clock starts now.
The window disappeared, leaving Alex alone with the folder and a decision to make. Walk away from the challenge and remain safe, or dive into the unknown and risk everything they'd built. Alex opened the folder. They told themselves they were just looking, just analyzing the challenge. But deep down, they knew they were already hooked. For the next 48 hours, Alex barely slept. The pharmaceutical company's security was impressive, but not impenetrable. Alex identified 3 potential entry points: an outdated email server, a maintenance portal with weak credentials, and a gap in the firewall that opened for exactly 3 seconds every hour. On the second night, Alex made their move. Using a custom script, they synchronized their attack with the firewall gap, slipping through like a ghost through a closing door.
I'm in.
The system unfolded before Alex like a digital map. Patient records, research data, financial documents. Alex could take anything, but that wasn't the game. The challenge was simply to breach the system and leave a marker proving they'd been there. Alex placed a single text file in the root directory, containing nothing but the words, Level 1, Complete, AC. Then they erased their tracks and disconnected, their heart pounding with a mixture of pride and fear. "20 minutes later, the mysterious voice returned.
Impressive? 47 hours, 12 minutes. Faster than I expected. Ready for level 2.
Wait, before we continue, I need answers. Who are you? Why are you doing this?
Think of me as a talent scout. I'm looking for the best, and so far, you're proving worthy. Level 2 is different. This time, you're not just breaking in, you're breaking someone out.
The new folder contained details about a government database storing criminal records. Someone was imprisoned based on evidence in that system, and Alex's task was to access the database and retrieve a specific file without being detected.
This is different. This is actually illegal. Breaking into a corporate system is one thing, but government data?
The person whose file you'll retrieve is innocent, wrongly convicted based on falsified evidence. You'd be righting a wrong, Alex. Isn't that what white hat hackers do?
Alex stared at the information, torn between curiosity and conscience. This was the line they'd sworn never to cross. For 3 days, Alex agonized over the decision. They researched the case mentioned in the files and discovered the mysterious voice was telling the truth. A young programmer named David Martinez had been convicted of corporate espionage based on evidence that seemed questionable at best. On the 4th day, Alex made their decision. They would attempt level 2, but with one condition. They would only retrieve the file, nothing more. No tampering, no alterations. Just information. The government database was a fortress compared to the pharmaceutical company. Alex spent 2 weeks mapping the security, identifying patterns, finding weaknesses. When they finally made their move, it was with the precision of a surgeon and the caution of someone who knew they were walking a tightrope.
Come on. Just a little more.
Alex was inside the system for exactly 7 minutes and 43 seconds. They found David Martinez's file, copied it, and began their exit strategy. But as they were closing their connection, something unexpected happened.
No. That's not right.
The system had detected their presence, but not because of anything Alex had done. Someone else was in the system at the same time, and their movements had triggered the security protocols. Alex had 30 seconds before the security teams traced the breach. They executed their emergency disconnect protocol, wiping their digital footprints as they retreated. But in their panic, they made a mistake. They left behind a fragment of code, a tiny signature that could potentially identify them. Alex sat in the darkness of their apartment, wondering if police would knock on their door at any moment. Hours passed. Nothing happened. Maybe they'd been lucky. Maybe the signature was too small to trace.
Congratulations on level 2. Though I must admit, that was closer than I would have liked. You have the file. Now comes level 3. And this one will test not your skills, but your character.
That other person in the system, that was you, wasn't it? You triggered the alarm on purpose.
The game must have stakes, Alex. Otherwise, what's the point? Level 3 is simple. Use your skills to break into one more system. This time, it's a bank. Transfer exactly $1 million to an account I'll provide. Do this, and you win. Everything.
You want me to steal? That's what this has been about all along. You're not a talent scout. You're recruiting criminals.
I'm offering you a choice. Take the money and disappear. Or refuse, and I'll make sure that code fragment you left behind finds its way to the authorities. Either way, the game ends tonight.
Alex sat motionless, staring at the bank's network schematics. The system was actually easier to breach than the government database. They could do it. They could take the money, disappear, start a new life somewhere far away. But something about the whole situation felt wrong. Alex reopened David Martinez's file and read through it carefully. The evidence against him was indeed suspicious, but there was something else. The file had been accessed recently, and not by Alex. Someone had been reviewing it, adding notes, preparing something.
This whole thing was a setup. Not for David Martinez. It's for me.
Alex started digging, using every technique they knew. They traced back through the mysterious voice's communications, following digital breadcrumbs they'd left behind. And finally, they found it. The truth. The mysterious voice belonged to Marcus Webb, a former cybersecurity expert who had been caught in a sting operation 3 years ago. He'd been recruiting hackers ever since, using them to commit crimes while keeping himself clean. The bank job wasn't just a final challenge. It was evidence that would send Alex to prison while Webb walked free with the money. Alex made a call to the cybercrime division, spoke to a contact they'd worked with before, and explained everything. Then they did something Webb never expected. Alex hacked the bank, but instead of transferring money out, they implemented new security protocols, closed the vulnerabilities Webb had planned to exploit, and left behind a complete trace of Webb's operation, gift-wrapped for law enforcement. The mysterious voice appeared one final time.
What have you done?
I won the game, just not the way you planned. The real challenge wasn't breaking into systems. It was knowing when to stop. Thanks for the lesson.
Two hours later, Marcus Webb was arrested in Amsterdam. The evidence Alex provided led to the recovery of over $15 million and the exoneration of 4 people, including David Martinez, who had been wrongly convicted based on Webb's manipulation. Alex returned to their regular work, but with a new perspective. They'd learned that in the digital world, the most dangerous game wasn't seeing what you could hack. It was knowing what you shouldn't. And that concludes tonight's tale from Chrono Tales. Remember, in the digital age, every choice leaves a trace. Make sure yours lead toward the light, not into the shadows. Thank you for joining me in the code. Until next time, think carefully before you hit enter. Some commands can't be undone.